Hello today and welcome back to Sky the Third. So we are starting chapter 3, but before doing that and continuing to explore Phantasma, we've returned to Star Door 3 now that we have Kloe on the party, because this door requires Kloe and Joshua. Bring to me the boy with eyes of amber and the princess with an indomitable will. Only then shall the door open. I don't think we're going to have to fight anything, though if we did, I'd be prepared. I built up Joshua and Kloe's orbits a little bit. I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. And if I'm not mistaken, this door is going to start off with the only new piece of reading material in the game. Breaking news. Liberl News Special Issue. The Flying City falls. Liberl is safe once more. Glory to the young bracers who saved us all from crisis. Featured story. The Liberl collapses. Enigmatic object gone in a flash. The mysterious structure that appeared last month over Valeria Lake disappeared as suddenly as it came, collapsing loudly in a giant mountain of rubble into the lake. Many of our readers may have witnessed the moment for themselves, but it seems that it was visible not only from Liberl, but from the southern edge of the Empire, and from Calvert as well. A small minority argued that the structure may have been a new weapon belonging to the Royal Army, but this turn of events seems to conclusively rule out that possibility. The collapse of the Liberl Arc also caused a 2-arch high tsunami around the edges of the lake, but so far there have been no reports of serious injuries, fatalities, or missing persons as a result of this. Unfortunate fishermen. The worst that seems to have been reported is a number of unfortunate fishermen who were unable to escape in time, getting covered in water. That's Lloyd there fishing on the dock. And I can't remember the name of the guy in red hair, but I know we did a request for him in second chapter where we found the fishing spots around Rolint. What was the Liberl Arc? According to an investigation by the Royal Guard and Bracer Guild, it was a flying city from ancient Zemurian times. How exactly it came to be above Valeria Lake to begin with, or what caused it to collapse, remains to be confirmed. But it appears to be without a doubt that the international crime syndicate, known as the Society, was somehow involved. While this is yet to be officially confirmed, reports suggest that an investigation team in the city encountered a group of Crimson soldiers there, supporting the above theory. Aerial view of the city. That's Liberl Arc, that's Access Tower. This place is just one mystery after another, but we can't let those guys get away with any more than they already have, said a member of the team. Furthermore, Xi Central Factory and the Royal Army are planning to continue investigating the Liberl Arc, and to this end, we'll be launching a combined salvage operation. Rejoicing citizens. Recovering from the shutdown. Around the time of the Liberl Arc's collapse, the orbital shutdown phenomenon that tormented the whole of the country finally ceased. As a result, many now believe that the city caused the phenomenon, but no conclusive proof of this has been established, and we can only wait further research into the issue. Thoughts. The orbital shutdown phenomenon and the chaos that was created as a result have been a sobering reminder of just how dependent all of us are on orbits in our daily lives. Perhaps something similar may never happen again, but this is still a good opportunity to reflect on just how much we owe to orbits, and perhaps try to reduce our reliance on them. Politics. Crown Princess Claudia has been busy. As previously reported, Her Highness Princess Claudia is now this nation's crown princess. As a result, we will be referring to her as such in all publications moving forward. Crown Princess Claudia wasted no time after assuming her position and meeting with Prince Olivert of the Erebonian Empire, and together they reconfirmed our two nations' relationship with one another. After the discussions, they both boarded the Arcel together. Scene of the discussions. What a great scene. Admittedly, I'll admit it now, just for you and I. Those of you who have made it all the way here into the Trails in Sky the Third, it's a tough scene for me. Got a little emotional. Really love hearing Ollie speak so passionately about Erebonia, especially because Erebonia is not depicted very well, and the fact that Ollie's like the one ray of hope that we have there thus far in the series. It's widely expected that this meeting will contribute to ensuring peaceful relations with Erebonia in the future. In addition, the pair plan to both be in attendance at the upcoming banquet to be held at the Grand Cell Castle. We will bring you all the latest on that in due time. Closing thoughts. As you all know, our homeland of Liberl has fallen victim to a vast number of calamities over the past year. There was the coup d'etat, the bizarre changes at the Tetrasilic Towers, coming under the assault of an ancient dragon, our capital being attacked, and finally, the Liberl Arc's appearance is already discussed in this very issue. What you may not know, however, is that there is a group of young men and women who were involved in the resolution of all of these crises, their steel-like will and unyielding determination leading them to their conclusions. If not for them, these crises may not have been resolved or taken a turn for the worse. I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for all they have done for us. Thank you. You are truly this nation's great hope. Aw, thanks, Niall. I assume he wrote that. And if so, there's that good boy. Yeah, he wrote it, alright. Obviously, some stuff's being held back there. It's like, maybe the society's responsible for this. We can't confirm. You were there, Niall. What's taking you so long, Dorothy? Get a move on, or I'm gonna leave you behind. Oh, wait for me. No time for waiting. If we take much longer, the banquet's going to start without us. We're talking about a big celebration held by the Queen here. Being late isn't an option. But I'm so hungry. I can't walk another step. I have a horrible feeling I know what's going on here. You skipped lunch so you could eat more at the banquet, didn't you? I didn't even eat breakfast. I haven't eaten a single thing since yesterday. Going 30 hours without eating is making me feel all kinds of lightheaded. What the hell were you thinking? I can't move. Carry me. Hell no. Come on, we're going. There's no way we can miss an occasion like this. There's gonna be Adios knows how many famous people there. First on the agenda is snapping a photo of Her Majesty and the Crown Princess, and then... this animation. Huh? This actually isn't so bad. Oh, there's Mary Maybell. We did see her. At one point, this very capital was placed in grave danger. But thanks to the efforts of everyone here, and many others, all is well. This humble banquet is intended to be an occasion to celebrate that fact, as well as to honor all those who contributed to making it a reality. If you would, Claudia. Of course. All of those invited to today's party contributed in one way or another to protecting the peace of Liberl by ending the peril we were faced with. Whether it was extending a helping hand to those in need, or working to fight off threats that instilled fears in the hearts of our people. As this country's future monarch, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you all very much. Holding this party is nothing compared to all that you have done, but... We just made it! We're finally here! Food! Someone give me food! The hell are you doing? Eating can wait. You've got pictures to take. The Crown Princess's speech might be finishing soon. Okay. Well, I do hope you all enjoy your time here all the same. I'm sure you're all busy men and women, burdened by a great many responsibilities and concerns. But today, I would ask that you all cast those aside in order to rest, relax, and enjoy yourselves. The food on offer here is some of the finest in Liberl, so by all means, partake until you can no more. And may the goddess bless this nation. It's the birthday celebration song at the end of first chapter. Kloe really is something else, huh? I'm not sure I could dress super nice, get up in front of a crowd like this, and make a big speech the way she just did. Yeah, she is. She said she wasn't feeling confident about how she'd do as a crown princess before. But from where I'm standing, she's doing just fine. Seeing her is making me kind of jealous, though. I wish I could pull off fancy dresses the way she does. You got something to say, mister? Oh, it's nothing. You're just not all that girly most of the time, so it always takes me by surprise when you suddenly are. Well, what do you mean I'm not girly? Sure, lately we've been so busy with helping get Liberl back in shape, so I haven't had time to go back home. But that doesn't mean I don't want to wear a pretty dress or something once in a while, you know? I know. Still, it really is surprising just how much you've grown even in these past few weeks. I have? Well, it's been pretty tough running up and down the country so much, but you've kept up with ease. And your judgments as a bracer are getting more spot on with every decision you make. Fancy dress or not, I think you're a pretty wonderful person, Estelle. I don't know why, but it's weird hearing you pile on the compliments so much. Well, what can I say? I'm glad that things seem to have finally calmed down a bit on the work front these past few days. The capital might not be entirely the way it was, but it's getting there. I think we can finally afford to take a breather. Yeah. Oh, look! Look at all that food! The chefs in the castle supposedly made the entire spread, too. There's no way I'm missing out on this. I didn't get to enjoy the food back during the birthday festivities, so now's my time to pig out big time. I'm gonna eat till I barf. Stay right there, okay, Joshua? I'm gonna go scope out the goods. She might have grown in some areas, but she's still got a ways to go in others. Hey, look! How you doing, Joshua? Still not here with you? She just went to get food a second ago, actually. Are you two here more for work than fun? Bingo! There aren't many occasions where this many famous faces are gathered in one place. There was no way we could pass up the chance to come and score some interviews. Don't think you're getting out of here without answering some questions either. We'll get to you two later. So no going home until you've spoken to us, alright? Alright. Great. Next up is the Crown Princess. Hop to it, Dorothy. I can't go on. I need something to eat. Let me have something to eat. Not until we're done. Questions to ask, photos to take. Why are you so mean? He's even more fired up today than usual. I wonder how Estelle's doing. Here we go. Ugh, so much for scoping out the food. I suppose this is as good a chance as any. I owe a lot to the people here on a personal level too. Maybe I should go around and thank them while I have the chance. Alright, we got control. This is our first door with control, right? Look at him! Look at them all the way over here by themselves. They got invited too. So, what did I want to do? Right, I wanted to give a time frame for this. Okay, so I recently learned, talking to some people, some other Falcom fans, that the timing of some events between second chapter and the third is a bit more confusing for some people than it was for me. So, if it's you, don't feel bad, I'll explain. And the reason it's confusing is because second chapter ended, the very final scene of second chapter, where Estelle and Joshua are in the Stinger and they go to Hommel to pay their respects to Karin, to Luve, and everyone else at Hommel. I think I mentioned it in that final part of second chapter, but that is months later. That is much, much later than after Liberl collapse. Enough to where it's definitely taking place after this moment. So this is, I think this might be the closest scene in this game that happens to the final boss fight of second chapter. So they have just recently, did they say like a couple weeks or something? A few weeks, something like that. They have just gotten off of the whole Liberl incident. That is in the recent past. And that's what this celebration is for. So this is before Estelle and Joshua leave to go on their journey. So just gotta make that clear, because some people, because they get like presented out of order. Look at these two. Because they get presented out of order, it's like people are confused. Like, did they go to Hommel, then come back to Liberl, then decide to go to Erebonia? Oh, here's Cassius. Look at that perfect place for him. But yes, this would technically be like the first thing in a series of events. Where do we want to start? Well, I guess we start with Estelle and Josette. Ha! I figured that'd be the case. Looks like I'm the most fit to be at this party after all. Because I've been to plenty of high society gatherings wearing poofy dresses. Hey, don't make it sound like I've never worn a dress before. Because I have, for your information. I just don't need to go around trying to convince everyone that I'm not a boy, unlike some people I could name. Try saying I look like a boy again and see what happens. Look, you two, I appreciate that you have your differences, but we're kind of in a really public, really high-class place here. So could you take this fight somewhere else? Oh, shut up, Joshua! Wow, sorry. Oh, not smart, buddy. Not smart getting in between the two of them. It was an honor to be able to put my skills to the test making tonight's mini dishes. I do hope that they will be to your satisfaction. Please, have your fill. Thanks, Gervais. Could you two stop fighting? Right, next up, I need to give that guest their drink. But what did I need to do after that? Here the other couple is. Hey, Joshua. I didn't expect to see you guys here. You were invited then. Sure was. An invitation just showed up out of nowhere. You can imagine our surprise when we saw the thing. No way were we turning down some high-class grub though, so we hurried on over. That's very like you. Not gonna deny it. That aside, thanks to Her Majesty pardoning us, we're now free to walk around in the open. Feels like we should start thinking about how to make a good, honest living for ourselves. That's not the first time I've heard you say that. Something about wanting to start up a courier service, right? Well, maybe. But that's not the only thing we could try out. Whatever we settle on, it should involve flying the skies. That's how we've lived so far. I don't want to change now. See, this is before they even start up the delivery service. Alright, how about our bracer buddies, our bros? I swear, it's like watching two children squabble. It's great that we're peaceful again and all, but I think those two are taking things a little too easy. Here's Mr. Personality Grant. After all the work we've been doing lately, it's great to be able to come to a swanky place like this and put our feet up. The food's pretty good too. Lunch. Annalise. Well, if you ask me, throw some red earrings and a little ribbon on Josette, then top it off with a nice white dress. Same goes for Estelle if she let her hair down. What do you think, Joshua? Oh, what are you asking me for? Oh, Annalise. What's up, Kurt? Greetings, Joshua. You've done some fine work these past couple of weeks. The damage reports on the regions of Liberl you've been providing have proved invaluable in allocating personnel. I really can't thank you enough. Oh, you needn't thank me. By the way, Kurt, I feel like I need to say something regarding my bracer badge. As you probably already know, what power I have was given to me by the Society. Before becoming a bracer, I used it to commit many unforgivable crimes, too. No matter how much I think about it, I just can't see how someone like me is fit to call himself a bracer. You know, Joshua, I've always seen power as an imperfect concept, and that's why I believe people are able to use it. Am I wrong? No, I suppose not. Then what difference is there between us? We are both keenly aware of our flaws, and yet we both use what limited power we have to do what we believe to be right. I see no difference. Well, I can't really argue with that logic. I still can't pretend to be completely confident in myself, though. Be that as it may, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You should simply continue striving to overcome it. And while this is but my personal opinion, I'd say you're a model bracer. Let's see, did Kurt, I can't remember if it happened in second chapter or not. Let me talk to him again. No, he doesn't say what I wanted him to say, but I believe over the events of second chapter, maybe it did happen in story, maybe someone mentioned it, but I believe Kurt moved up from B rank to A rank in terms of being a bracer. It's good to see you again, Eldon. I heard you're here as the Bracer Guild's representative today. Is that true? Indeed. All the other receptionists are busy, you see. I was the only one able to attend. That's too bad. Isn't it, though? This would have been a fine time for us to exchange information. But oh well. There's always tomorrow, as they say. So Eldon's here. I mean, it's kind of convenient. He is the Grand Cell manager. Man, this is one hell of a party. I normally work as chef over at Sanctum Gate, but I was called over here to help. It's a real honor to be able to help out at an occasion this spectacular. I doubt I'll ever get an opportunity like this again. Oh, start your ships again. Julia and Mule are talking to each other. Ah, if it isn't Joshua. I was just discussing the aftermath of the crisis here with Major Vander. Fortunately, the Liberl Ark's collapse caused little direct damage by itself. That might not have been the case if there had been any ships on the lake at the time. Due in part to the orbital shutdown phenomenon, none were. The tsunami afterward was quite small too. I'd say we were rather fortunate. Estelle and I were able to see as much as when we traveled around the lake shore. A few people who were watching the city collapse were caught up in it. A small number of fishermen were splashed with water, but that's about it. Indeed. If anything, the much greater problem was the confusion that came about as a result of losing orbital power. Liberl is, after all, one of the most advanced nations on the continent when it comes to orbital technology. Ordinarily, that is one of our greatest strengths, but in this case, it worked against us. The crisis is now past, but that doesn't mean our work is done. We still have plenty ahead of us to take care of. The confusion created on Erebonia's southern edge as a result of the orbital shutdown phenomenon calmed itself down rather quickly. But over in Erebonia, no more is being reported about the city than that it was a mysterious floating object. Either the central government is still in confusion, and that's why it isn't releasing any more information, or... Ah, very well written. Liberl's abundance of orbital technology ended up working against it this time, regrettably. The crisis is now past. That doesn't mean our work is done. We still have plenty ahead of us to take care of. Yo, Mueller's stuff was really cool. I mean, we kind of glossed over it because second chapter ended, I don't want to say abruptly, but, you know, things got wrapped up nice and tidy at the very end. But, like, in case we forgot, when we left the ground to go up to Liberl Arc, there was still that threat of Erebonia invading. And remember, Zex gave us a few days. What was it, like 2 or 3? He's like, you know, you have a limited time here, Olivert and Mueller, and otherwise, like, the Imperial government, the army's gonna come marching in if you don't get your, like, 2 days or whatever it was. But luckily, we took care of Liberl Arc, and that was that. We never heard any more, but Mueller lets us know that, like, okay, yeah, Erebonia backed off once the city disappeared. Now, again, like he said here, he's kind of alluding to the fact that, he said that nothing was said more than it was a mysterious floating object, so either the central government is still in confusion, and that's why it isn't releasing any more information, or, well, the "or" there is, well, the opposite of this statement. The Imperial government knows exactly what happened, because in case we forgot what happened in part 39 of the second chapter playthrough, the end of chapter 8, Olivert, accused the High Chancellor of Erebonia, Gileath Osborne, of being in contact with Ouroboros. So there's a good chance that he and his confidants within the Imperial government knew exactly how the Liberl Arc incident was going to turn out. In fact, they may not have even been surprised by the fact that it disappeared. Scree! Scree! Well, Sieg, it's good to see you. Scree! After all he did, I'd say he deserves a good party as much as any human. That's right, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, I'm gonna miss Sieg when we leave this game. I'm gonna miss him so much. Good evening, Your Majesty. Thank you very much for inviting me today. Oh, not at all. I'm pleased to see you've come. I've been eagerly awaiting the day we could meet again. I hear you and Estelle have been traveling and helping with the restoration efforts. That's correct. We both wanted to see how things were across the kingdom with our own eyes. I'm glad we did too, because now I can finally breathe a sigh of relief. People really are strong. That they are. I have been queen over 40 years, and the strength of Liberl citizens continues to amaze me to this day. There are plenty who like to credit either my abilities as a ruler or orbital technology for this tiny nation's good fortune. But we would be nothing without its people. I wasn't the one who allowed us to overcome the recent crisis, or the war 10 years ago, and neither was orbital technology. No, I believe it was the will of its people to live. That's what I believe supports our country, both then and now. People's will to live? Indeed. You were gracious enough to call this country your second home, Joshua. From now on, your will to live will be another great support for this nation. As its queen, that makes me happier than you can imagine. Thank you, Your Majesty. Your words mean a lot to me. Ah. If you would, Your Highness, a comment in celebration of the fact that the crisis is past now. No, just nothing too formal, alright? I prefer something that brings out your bright and cheery nature. Ah, crap, I should have talked to her. What? You'd like me to give a comment? Well, let's see. Looks like she's being interviewed at the moment. I should leave her be for now, thank God. Oh, for a second there, I forgot what this door was about. It's about Joshua and Kloe. That's why they're the requirements. I was like, oh crap, I should have talked to her. We gotta save her for last. Thankfully, they make you talk to everyone else first. Why, hello, Joshua. Tonight's party is hosted by Her Majesty in all her grace, so I do hope you'll enjoy yourself. Thanks, Hilda. That's Shay. Oh. You're always welcome back to the castle anytime. I'd be more than happy to help you get dolled up for the occasion, too. I'm never wearing a maid outfit again, just so you know. Oh, even Shay got a little crush on Joshua. Now that everything's back to normal, it feels like all that happened that day was some sort of dream. I'd certainly rather believe it was. Seeing the castle gates fall and those scary people charging through was like a nightmare. I thought I was going to faint at the sight of it all. This is Ambassador Kranog and Duke Dunnan. Oh, just the man. Pardon? Oh? Is this the boy you were speaking of earlier? That's correct. This is Joshua. I was just telling the ambassador here about your various accomplishments, Joshua. It's an honor to finally meet you. I'm the resident Erebonian ambassador here in Liberl, Deville Kranog. It's nice to meet you. The tale of how you flew on top of that flying city, all while knowing it may be the last thing you did, brought tears to my eyes. How you were able to participate in an operation that may have brought your death, casting aside even your girlfriend's objections, I don't know. But I know this. Liberl needs more young men and women like you. Thank you for saying so, sir. Just what has the Duke been telling him? Also, don't tell him that he's actually an Erebonian defector. Oh, good evening to you. Thank you so much for taking the time to attend tonight's banquet. Oh, not at all. How are you feeling now after having some time to recover, Philip? I'm feeling quite well. You're too kind. Oh, that's right, Philip got his ass kicked by Ouroboros. I forgot about that part. I do believe I may have overexerted myself. That's how things are once you've reached a certain age. I find myself wondering whether I would have been able to do more if I were 30 years younger, but I suppose there's little point in doing so. I wonder what he looked like 30 years ago. Nope. Sorry, Philip. I just can't picture it. I imagine he was kind of like Cassius, to be honest. Like a mix between Cassius and Julia, maybe a bit more like Richard. But all was well that ended well, for by miraculous chance, the two were able to reunite. He's telling the story of Estelle and Joshua, now he's like a big fan into them. That's great. Miss Maid, I need some food. This is Zen, as well as Ambassador Cochran, that's her name. How's it going, Joshua? Hello, Zen. Thanks again for all the help you've been giving with the restoration efforts. I don't know what we'd have done without you. Haha, hey, think nothing of it. It's all part of being a bracer, really. Can't say how much longer I'll be able to lend a helping hand, though. Gotta pack up and head back home at some point. The political situation isn't exactly stable over there, you see. Talking about Calvard. It's nice to be able to attend a banquet like this. It truly drives home the point that this nation is back at peace again. The trouble regarding the Liberl Arc and subsequent restoration efforts have really shown me anew how capable a ruler Queen Alicia is. She's handled all that's happened impeccably. If all of this had happened in the Republic, it wouldn't have been resolved anywhere near smoothly, let me tell you. Let's see. The Russells as well as Agate. So, when are you coming? Hold on, I haven't even... Oh, Joshua! Hey man, making the rounds? Something like that, yeah. Anything interesting going on with you? Sort of. Agate said he was going to come over for dinner in Zeiss a while back. So I was just asking him when he's free. Oh, that's right, so he did. When we were getting off the Arcel, right? I didn't really mean it though. It was just one of those things you say in passing but don't give much thought to. I ain't exactly swimming in free time, you know? Being a brace is busy work. I'd like to go, sure, but I've got no idea if I'll actually have the time to do it. But I've been looking forward to you coming ever since. Okay. Let me think. Maybe at the end of the month? That should be okay. I think that Friday's free? Think? Really? Is that a promise? Yeah, I guess. Oh, come on, Agate. You know you love it. Oh, Joshua. It's been a long time since I last saw you. It's good to see you again too, Professor. Although speaking of the last time, I heard there's a plan in motion to pull up the Liberl Ark from the lake and investigate it. You heard right. It'll be carried out in conjunction with the Royal Army. That's not to say it'll be easy, of course. Valeria Lake's fairly deep, so we can't start hauling up bits of the city all willy-nilly. So we're intending to work on making a map of the lake's bottom using sonar first, which is going to take quite some time as it is. I wish it hadn't collapsed all of a sudden like that to begin with. If I had just one more hour, I could have taken a research sample too. Oh well, there's no point in lamenting what you can't do anything about. I'll just have to make do with what I've got. Just making sure I exhaust some of this dialogue. Tina took out a small notebook and started scribbling in it. What? So what kind of dishes do you like? Any old set of groceries I can shove down my neck is fine by me. Nothing special at all? Well, I think I'd better leave them alone for now. I wouldn't want to get in their way. Oh, you're going to jail, Agate. Erica's not going to be happy about this. Phew, there sure are a lot of guests today. By all means, help yourself to any of the food here. It all tastes much better while it's still hot. Oh, I wasn't expecting to find you here. Still, thank you very much for your support during the attack on Grand Cell. It really did help us all. Oh please, I only did what I did because it was one of His Excellency's bail conditions. Make no mistake, I wouldn't have helped any of you worthless Dreks otherwise. You wouldn't think it would be so hard to accept a thank you. Jesus, Kanone, calm down. I presume your business here is finished, then kindly be gone. You'll get in His Excellency's way standing around here. God damn. No chill. You were able to make it, Richard? Thanks to Brigadier General Bright's generosity, yes. I received an official pardon from Her Majesty for my actions. Probably for foiling the Society's attack on Grand Cell, right? That's good news. I'm happy for you. I wish I could say the same, but I don't feel as though I deserve to be pardoned at all. Now that the nation is at peace, I feel this is the time I should be facing up to my crimes, not having them swept under the rug. I can't say I don't understand, but still. Please, Joshua, you needn't look so concerned. I have no intention of refusing Her Majesty's kindness or going against her will. I merely feel a strong desire to settle things within myself, and I fully intend on following through. That is all. Alright then. Thanks to Brigadier General Bright's mercy, I was able to receive a full pardon for my actions. But I still feel as though I need to settle things within myself after what I did. You do that, Richard. You'll get back there someday. Alright, haven't talked to anyone on this side. Let's talk to these two. The whole garden terrace is accessible to guests for tonight's party, so please don't feel restricted and do enjoy yourself. We're delighted to see you were able to attend tonight's banquet. Please do enjoy yourself. Can I go beyond them? Yeah, I can. Oh, I can go this far. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm afraid you may not pass beyond this point. These stairs lead to Her Highness' private chamber. Please do enjoy yourself at the banquet. Joke's on you. I have been in her private chamber. It's not a dirty joke, it's true. I had to dress up as a maid, meet with her in the dead of the night. Alright, just making sure there's no one I've missed over on this side. Alright, let's hit up those important regional people. Here we go. Let's start with Murdoch. Phew, it's finally all over. And it just goes to show that if we endure, the goddess will eventually extend her hand of salvation to us all. That's reassuring to know. Poor Mr. Murdoch. I'm afraid we've still got a lot of work on our plate. The orbit factories under ZCF are operating at less than 28% of their full capacity. And we still need to finish rebuilding the cable systems, work on overhauling the Arcel. My workload's not looking lighter anytime soon. Oh, Joshua, it's been quite some time since I last saw you. It has. I didn't know you were here, Mayor Klaus. The mayors of each of Liberl cities and towns were invited, I believe. I'm not sure why I was when I didn't do all that much to contribute to anything, but I decided to attend, nonetheless. That's not true at all. I hear the food supplies that were delivered to Bose and Rancel were done so on your orders. That was particularly well received here, and we all know how dire things were at the time. You got as much right to be here as being thanked for your efforts as anyone else. It was? Well, that's certainly a relief to hear. Thank you very much for letting me know, Joshua. Is there enough food available for you? If there's anything you would like more of, please feel free to let me know. What's up, Sid? Greetings, Joshua. I'd like to take this chance to thank you again for all your team did to thwart Ouroboros' schemes and return peace to Liberl. The debt of gratitude we owe is beyond measure. Please, you're exaggerating, sir. We might have been the ones who entered the Liberl Arc, but we wouldn't have had the chance of success if we were on our own. It was only because of you, Richard, Kurt, and the others fighting on the ground that we were able to succeed. We could certainly say the same of you, though, although it is true that none of us could have brought about peace alone. Still, I've been wanting the chance to thank you personally for all you did. The faith we had in you to see your work through to the end was just what we needed to fight. Oh, you needn't worry about us. The Academy suffered no major damage as a result of what happened. It was certainly a shock to the students, but they're all back to their usual cheery selves now. Is this? Oh, it is Norman. I was just about to say they should invite Mayor Norman, seeing as he was elected during second chapter. This is some party, isn't it? I don't think you'll find a banquet with a guest list quite like this anywhere. I used to be a businessman, so I've been to my fair share of occasions like this. But I've never been to any with this many famous people in attendance. You'd think they would give Norman a portrait now that he's officially a mayor. I also don't remember how I voiced him in second chapter. He was, we helped him out. He was the center of the mystery at the hotel, right? That whole crazy ass post-chapter quest. That was like one of his assistants that got accidentally attacked. I'd heard the Academy was actually occupied by armed assailants at one point. I was ever so worried when I first heard the news. It's a pleasure to see you again, Joshua. You too, Lila. Have you been well? I have, thank you. Although I wish I could say the same for the mayor. She collapsed from overworking herself the other day. As such, I had no choice but to force her to take some time off work. That bad? I'm afraid so. She was finally able to rest and recover enough to my satisfaction, thankfully, so she's now returned to her duties. I assure you that she's in good hands. Also remember, we learned more about Lila's backstory in second chapter, that she's originally from Le Mans, and her first given name was Rainy. Look at these two. Look at these two on a date. Who's the third wine glass for? Don't worry about it. You two look comfortable? Oh, if it isn't Joshua. Care to join us for a few drinks? Haha, don't be shy now. The night is only just beginning. But I want to see those exquisite amber eyes of yours swim before it comes to a close. I'm good, thanks. Ah, come on. We're at a celebratory banquet here. Don't be such a spoil sport. Oh, I know. Why don't we have a few drinks to celebrate you becoming a senior bracer at the same time? It feels like it was ages ago. But we never did get to celebrate your promotion, only Estelle's. Say, Shara, about Luciola. Silly Joshua, what are you getting all worried about her for? You really needn't be. Shara's right. Especially not now. We all have our concerns and worries after all that happened over the past few weeks and months. This is not the time to be thinking about them. This is the time to be making merry and drowning in fine drink. From sunset to sunrise. Right. I don't think there's ever a time for not making merry as far as you're concerned. He's got a point, though. Oh, and while I've got the chance to say this to you, no more going off on your own, you hear? You have no idea how worried Estelle was about you after you last disappeared. I could barely bring myself to watch her. I won't. I've got no intention of doing anything like that again. I'm fine now. Well, if you say so. Haha, that docile expression of yours is so adorable, Joshua. Don't go showing off that face too much tonight, alright? Oh, bad news, I've already talked to everyone. Olivier, is it okay if you're here in Liberl? I would have thought you'd be headed back in the Empire. Well, I will go back, eventually. For now, however, I intend to savor the lingering feelings of this whirlwind of a ride. Remaining behind afforded me the chance to attend this wonderful party to boot. As you can see, my fine instincts have yet to fail me. Feels like no amount of alcohol is enough to get me drunk lately. I don't know what's up with me. On the positive side, though, maybe now I can actually beat Aina in a drinking contest. Trust her to find a positive in that. I believe the stated little suggestion there is that even Shara is still a little depressed over losing Luciola. Oh, it's you. I've heard you've been lending a hand with the restoration efforts in addition to all you did with the Liberl Arc. You have my thanks. You're quite welcome, sir. I wasn't expecting him to thank me. I wonder if something happened. The Bracer Guild has helped us in a number of ways recently. You have my thanks. Oh, I think, right, Joshua wasn't there when General Morgan kind of grew, and we went through the whole topic of learning that General Morgan kind of has it. Well, he's had a grudge against the guild, partially because Cassius left for the guild, but there was also that feeling of like him kind of regretting the fact that they weren't able to save Ravenu during the 100 Days War, and that it suffered such loss. But the Bracer Guild got there before the army did. What's up, Cassius? Oh, Joshua. I'm surprised to see you here, Dad. I thought you said over the phone you wouldn't be able to attend because you were so swamped. Oh, swamped is an understatement. Transporting goods needed to get the country back in order, making sure every area has all the utilities it needs. I'm drowning in work. And it's going to take a while longer before we can say Liberl is back to normal too, I fear. Come to think of it, Estelle and I certainly didn't expect to find soldiers even in Liberl's smaller villages, so it threw us off to see as much while we were helping out where we could. Doesn't come as a surprise if you're the one responsible though. It should go a long way toward helping people feel at ease. It's times like these when we've got to do all we can for one another, and the army's no different. With Erebonia and Coward's internal political situations a mystery to us, the reorganization of the army has had to be shelved for now too. Still, no matter how busy a man is, everyone needs to kick back in a while. So, make sure you make the most of it tonight, Joshua. I think you need to kick back more than I do, Dad. Estelle's been pretty worried about you, you know? Haha, there's no need to worry about me. I'm hanging in there. In fact, I'd say I'm taking it too easy. Don't you worry about me. In fact, I'm taking it easy while passing along the tough jobs to you guys. Got some tough days ahead of Liberl, bringing it all the way back. Reorganizing the army, making sure everything's working right. So I think Kevin's the last one I haven't talked to. I want to have a really interesting conversation with Kevin. I recall this conversation being pretty curious. Kevin? I wasn't expecting you to still be in Liberl. Oh, sup? You're invited too, huh? Makes sense. So, having fun? You better be. Take it from me. If you don't make the most of times like these and eat your heart out, You're gonna regret it later. Thank you very much for all you did for me, Kevin. If you hadn't come to Liberl when you did, don't sweat it. Not like I did anything special. Glad to see all the side effects look about gone, too. You're looking spiffy these days, Joshua. So yeah, just forget about owing me or whatever. It's all in the past now. I'm not sure if I should ask this, but are you... Joshua, I'm not going to be in Liberl for much longer, so this might be the last time we meet for a while. But I hope we'll get the chance to see each other again one day. Yeah, I hope so too. Ah, here we go. Is this going to be a separate conversation with him? Okay, I think that's about everyone now. There were a few people I didn't get to talk to though, so hopefully I can make another round of the party later once they're free. Oh, here we go. Come on, Dorothy. We're talking to the military guys next. Get a move on, woman. We haven't got all day. Niall, I don't feel too good. My stomach feels like a giant bottle of water. That's what happens when you drink way too much in a short period of time, you idiot. But never mind that. We've got work to do. Okay. Joshua? Hey, Kloe. Finally got a bit of a break. It must be exhausting having to do one interview after another. Well, I suppose it is a little. Not too bad, though. I have had to do a lot more of them ever since becoming Crown Princess, so I'm starting to get used to them. I can believe it. It feels like I've been seeing your face in all kinds of papers and magazines lately. I think anyone would learn to adjust after a while. Well, you know. It probably won't be too long before it starts to die down, so just hang in there. All you can really do is grin and bear it until then, fortunately. Yes, I know. That's exactly what I intend to do, too. I swore to myself that I would do all I could to help and protect this country's people. Accepting a few interviews here and there is the easy part. Well, if you say so. You really are strong. I'm not so sure about that. I still feel as if I'm doubting myself a lot of the time. Like, I just have to keep going out of my comfort zone, feeling reckless with every push. Maybe so. Still doesn't change the fact that you're strong. Not to me, anyway. I remember the strength you showed trying to protect Clem when we first met, too. Thank you. I nearly forgot about that. Maybe now would be the best time after all. Something on your mind, Kloe? Could I have a little of your time, Joshua? I've got something I want to say to you. Sure, okay. This way, then. Is it just me, or does she seem kind of bothered by something? Where's Estelle right now, anyway? I got stomachs to spare. Oh, she's picking up her pace. This could get interesting. Whose side are you on, anyway? I guess I can just leave her as she is for now. She seems pretty occupied. I should go and see what Kloe wants then. Have I done something to make her angry, though? I don't feel like I have. Man, maybe that conversation I was thinking about with Kevin happens at a later time in this game. So, Kloe, what was it that you wanted to tell me? Look, if I've done something to offend you, I'm sorry, alright? I love you, Joshua. What? Well... I'm sorry. I'm happy you feel that way, but... Don't worry. I knew exactly how you were going to respond before I said anything. I just felt like I had to get that out there before I could really start moving on. The sky sure is beautiful tonight, isn't it? How long have you, felt that way? Say, Joshua, if you had met me before Estelle, do you think you would have, No. I'm pretty sure that never would have happened. Sorry. I told you, don't worry. I can't deny that there's a part of me that wants to keep you all to myself. But even if that were possible, I don't think it would be what I truly wanted. Because when it comes down to it, I really love both you and Estelle. That's partly why I wanted to see that troubled face of yours one last time. It was worth the effort to bring out, too. That was probably the best expression I've seen to date. You can be kind of a bully sometimes, you know that. Maybe. This feels like the most fun I've had in some time. So, what's on your mind, Joshua? What? I can easily tell you're worried about something. My instincts are quite sharp, or so I like to believe. Besides, I was watching you the whole time I was handling that interview. Oh. How exactly am I supposed to take that? Still, you're hiding something, aren't you? Are you planning on doing something all on your own again? Your instincts are sharp, alright. Estelle surprises me from time to time. But you're definitely up there. Well, that's just how us girls are. So come on, tell me what's troubling you. It's nothing that major, really. I intend to leave Liberl by the end of the month. But why? The country is finally at peace now. That's exactly why I think this is the right time. Erebonia seems to have completely withdrawn from the country, and the restoration efforts are coming along smoothly. So maybe it's about time for me to leave on a journey of my own. It's taken me a long time to get this far, but I've finally been able to start thinking of myself as a person, not some kind of broken doll. I was finally able to achieve the very thing everyone wanted from me. That's been both a good thing and a bad thing. Good in that I finally feel human. Bad in that my heart's been aching in a way it never did before. Broken dolls can easily look away from all the terrible things they've done, but I can't do that anymore. Oh. That's why I need to go on this journey around the continent, so I can work toward atoning for all that I've done, so I can start embracing the person I now am, in the truest sense of the word. I see. But if you do that, that means you won't be able to see Estelle for a while. Yeah, I know. It might not even be for a while. It could be a long time. I'm still not sure how to break that to her either. That's the part that's on my mind right now. You've still got a lot of growing up to do, young man. Huh? If you ask me, you should just tell her in the way that comes most naturally to you. You don't have to write some big speech in your head in advance. Speak to her from your heart. You believe in her, don't you? No matter how you phrase it, she'll understand. All you have to do is get those words out there. You owe that much to her if you love her. You know that, right? Yeah, I do. I really am hopeless, aren't I? You shouldn't have to tell me something that obvious. You wouldn't be you if I didn't have to tell you. Plus, that kind of thing's part of why I love you too. Please stop teasing me. Just remember, it'll be okay. If anyone knows you, it's Estelle. Although if you ask me, she'll... Joshua, where are you? Oh, there you are. Look at these. They're Josette's goggles. Haha, I took them from her as spoils of war. I'm glad you were having fun, Estelle. Make sure you give those back to Josette later, okay? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. tune in to next week's issue to find out. Wait, hold on. Kloe? I suppose it's about time I return to the banquet now. You can have Joshua back now, Estelle. Sure? Hey, Kloe. So, I'm not sure how to best put this either, but thanks. I'm glad I was able to talk to you like this. Really, I am. Oh, you're very welcome. Well then, I wish you both a very pleasant night. The heck? So, Joshua, what did you two, talk about? Oh, nothing much. She just gave me a bit of a much-needed motivation. Oh, really? That sure clears things up. It's been 5 years, and Estelle has believed in me for every single one. And I believe in her too. No it doesn't! What motivation? Estelle, I've got something I need to tell you. I'm all ears. What's up? Well, you see... Oh! Wow, fireworks! They're so pretty! There's so many of them, too! You see, Estelle... The banquet finished. Boy, that's a star door. Man, I don't know what I'm thinking of. That conversation that happens between Kevin and Joshua, I want to say it's in this game. And I thought it was in that door. I'm going to poke around in that off camera. And if I somehow miss something, then I'll insert it at the end of this video. But if not, we'll just end it. That's a long door. I mean, like they said, oh, star doors, they're not as long as moon doors. That was just as long as the Teeted door. That was an hour long. That took the entire video. But it's cool. We needed that. We needed that celebration to kind of help wrap up second chapter in some ways. But also, I think the whole Joshua Kloe thing needed to be put to rest. I think that was good for Kloe. That was, I think, something that needed to happen. So when we pick up next time, we got to continue exploring Phantasma. We unlocked the third plane, but we haven't stepped foot in it just yet. So we'll do that. See you guys in the next one.